The Dukes of Stratosphear and their album 25 O'Clock from 1985, right now on States and Kingdoms.
This is such a clever thing that XTC did.
Wait, who? This is the Dukes of Stratosphear. Maybe you misunderstood.
You know, not too many bands, I mean, unless you're Ween or someone that does this all the time, where you switch, not too many bands have done this. This is like the real Sgt. Pepper.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, what if we're a different band?
Who wore it better?
And it's just this is such a great album. In between two really great albums, it's so fascinating in a way, But the one thing about this record, I listen to it, I'm just like kind of smiling. It's so much fun.
It's really fun.
There's a ton of energy that just like,
Yeah, and if you know so much music, from the '60s, there's just, it's just so fun to hear the different things that they're kind of drawing from and little hints and like winks.
There are. I mean, it's, you could say pastiche or homage or whatever you want to say.
I say homage and pastiche.
You say homage.
Homage.
Don't say it in such a niche way. It's something that he wanted to do, because he loved all that music, grew up with the music. And, it wasn't until 84 that I guess it was just too tempting.
Bursting.
Really impressive. Dave Gregory is really impressive. He's just such a dynamic instrumentalist. I mean, forget about just as a great guitar player, and he is. But
everything else you hear
it's like,
is basically him.
It's like all him. He does so much on this album, and it's really cool. Impressive. They really just sound like they're having so much fun. 25 o'clock. There you go. Jinx. Such an awesome opening track. And yes, of course, it's like one of the only sort of American nods. The Electric Prunes. True. Because everything else, really, it's this album is English psychedelia.
Yeah, it's either Beatles, Pink Floyd, Yardbirds.
There's
Little Rolling Stones.
There's Satanic Majesty's Request. I mean, I know, I think Andy mentioned The Move. There's, My White Bicycle, so like Tomorrow. There's a lot. But the things that really are like loud and clear are Pink Floyd and the Beatles, I would say. At least that's what it seems like to me.
Me too.
But I still don't. I can listen to it and I don't have to pick it apart. And
No.
I mean, it's still, the songs work perfectly well.
No, they're wonderful songs. They have very distinct melodies. They're not rip-offs.
No, I don't.
Not at all. They're their own songs.
Well, the whole idea is that they're actually a band from that time.
Right.
I mean, that was the idea. And it's effective.
Yeah, the theming
they do
works.
that really well. I mean, they are from that time. So, I mean, they could do that, but still, it's not the easiest thing to do.
You're from the 60s.
Yeah. 25 o'clock. So it opens with the clock. But I mean,
right.
The kind of, I had too much to dream last night. But from there, it just develops into such an awesome song. Really awesome song. The whole thing, I mean, and another thing, I mean, right away.
Studio techniques.
Yeah, all the production stuff that, from that era.
Yeah, they really get it right.
Yeah.
I mean.
And in 25 o'clock, it really does everything like switches sides toward the end.
Yeah, it just keeps going back and forth. And
it's really
very clever.
Really good, yeah. It captures the whole spirit of that music, which is like, you can do anything. You can have a bit of like Indian music or classical music, and it really captures all of that, the fun of a lot of the music in the late 60s, and 25 O'Clock's such a cool song. Bike Ride to the Moon is, I would say, the most Pink Floyd-ish track.
And not because it's about a bike.
Well,
but a little bit.
A
little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. But it definitely has that Syd Barrett sound, of, any of it, apples and oranges, of candy and a currant bun.
Yes.
You know, all that stuff, which is really great.
Yeah,
I love all those
total
songs.
Syd Barrett style.
And Piper at the Gates of Dawn, of course. And Sauceful Secrets, because it's kind of, yeah.
It's got a lot of that in it.
Yeah, we were already there. We talked about that. Yeah, when Love Explodes opens, it's got that kind of Jeff Beckish, Heart Full of Soul sort of, you know, guitar part. I mean, again, reminiscent of.
Right,
I mean, very
but it's
few
not,
things
it's not
are,
exact.
with a couple of exceptions, there aren't that many.
But there's that guitar that's
lifts.
just in the background throughout the whole song.
Yeah.
It's a little Yardbirdsy.
Yeah, it is. It's this is a
but
really good
fun.
track. I was just thinking,
Just
you know, that
fun.
Andy Partridge is such a good singer. He's such a really good singer. You know, and I think maybe you hear that. I don't want to say not more, but you hear it really well. You know what a good singer he is on this album.
He is a great singer.
Yeah, he is.
I always loved his voice. And very expressive. He has just a really great style.
Yeah,
and,
I mean,
you know, conveys a lot.
Yeah, I mean, he's not an opera singer, but
No,
he's a great
but what-
singer.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
he's really good.
He's a great singer.
He could be an opera singer.
He could be. He might
Andy
be.
Partridge as King Lear. Andy Partridge as Lady.
He'll have to wear a beard for that one. Won the World is a charming ditty
It's Colin's.
written by Colin Moulding.
Yeah, it's his song.
But he does not play bass on it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the bass is highly McCartney-ish.
It's like up front and center.
I said it. It's toward the end too. It's pretty busy. It sounds like, you know, it's like McCartney on like speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a little bit of Rain, a little bit of Tomorrow Never Knows.
All the tape loop stuff.
Yeah.
And it doesn't sound like this song at all, but anytime anyone says anything like the opening line, I think in the year 2525, and then I have to try not to think about that song because it won't leave.
Catchy.
I'm trying right now.
I'm not. You did it. Too late.
25.
This song is great.
No, yeah,
it's got a really great melody.
Very catchy. Colin Moulding could write a great hook. Now, the next song I think is the song that most sounds almost like something from like the 90s. And it's my impression. I mean, I can't even exactly explain
behind
why.
the times and ahead of the times, all at the same time.
Because in the 90s, you did have a bunch of bands, you know, even if just someone like Beck.
There was a big, like, retro thing.
Yeah, going back and kind of, you could say...
borrowing.
Sort of, sometimes.
Mines.
But this is a really cool song. I mean, the guitar, the riff, you know, which... I mean, I have no idea what equipment they're using, really...
It's not easy
We've
to
watched the Dave Gregory at that pedal show
episode,
interview.
It's not easy to find a lot of information about this record.
Not really. I mean, you
preliminary.
It's out there. Some of like what because Dave Gregory, like, he likes to talk about all that stuff, and it's out there. But I'm not sure like what pedal he's using on this riff. I'm not sure. You know, I don't know. But I'm sure there are multiple people that do. Maybe they could tell us.
Let us know.
I don't know. I like the drums on it, definitely. It's another really good song. It still perfectly sounds like something, you know, 60s, but it does seem to me to like look forward to some of the 90s things. And really, Andy Partridge didn't do anything like this again.
True.
So I mean, not really. I mean, you know, this is all. He got it out of his system, and he didn't do it again. But, you know.
Well, my favorite song, I think, would have to be "The Mole" from the Ministry.
Well, it's a great song, and it's not in any way, I don't know, I'm going to say hindered by the fact that you know exactly where it's kind of coming from.
Well, you know what's funny about it?
Where it's coming from.
It's very clear. It's very clear what it sounds like. But not in the same way as the Ruddles.
Well, I know, no.
You You know?
No, because it's not
Like the Ruddles is like so like right on the nose.
Yeah.
But Mole from the Ministry it's such a good song in its own right, but then it's just got all this stuff that just lends a little
well, that's the
nod
thing.
to the.
That's how good this is because it does. I don't think about like the Ruddles
No.
listening to anything on here, and of course this is the only one that's like this is majorly.
You know what helps
Beatles.
too is the video. If you've seen the video,
of course, and they're not hiding anything.
No,
that's the whole point. That's why it's fun.
It's so Magical Mystery Tour.
But it's a great song.
It's such a good song.
It is really a great song.
It's the one that I heard like first, and it stuck with me instantly. You know, sometimes when you hear a song and it's just you got it.
Yeah, it's really catchy. Just 6 tracks. It goes by pretty fast. It's just you can listen to it over and over again, and it's just a lot of fun to listen to.
It's just a lot of getting up, right?
It's fun.
Three songs on each side.
It's fun anyway, but it's especially fun, if you're an XTC fan. Of course, getting to hear them do this, and then the second part of this, or, you could say, the Dukes' second album. I like this album better. They're both fairly different. When you listen to them on the CD all together, there's a definite shift between Mole from the Ministry and Vanishing Girl.
This is like fuzzier and more dense.
It's definitely more pastiche than the second one, yeah. That album sounds like XTC to me.
Yeah.
It really, and we'll talk about that one too. But I mean, like, this is a ton of fun. If you love the late 60s, mid-late 60s, English psychedelic bands, you can call them,
You almost said a genre.
If you love that music, those bands...
Yeah, this album is great. It's so
a lot of fun, and it's really unique. It's pretty unique. Who's done this really? It's great.
Nobody.
Dave Gregory's awesome. Mm-hmm. This is really it's funny. I mean, he's just like he's doing everything. He's
like Dick Van Dyke in the beginning of Mary Poppins, in the background of Andy and Colin.
Anyway, yeah, this is terrific.
It's awesome. Hope you enjoyed our conversation about the Dukes of Stratosphear. Make sure to leave us a comment, let us know what you think, especially if you know what gear they were using. Thanks. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time for another video. Bye.